Hey, I'm Jesus Christ. I want to tell you part of my story. God, for a lot of years I wandered around, didn't know who I was. I was broken. And God started calling me into myself. And I sought God and I found myself. And this can happen to you too. I'm not saying that it will, but God called me then into the armed forces of His army. Not literally in the military, but God started calling me after all the years I'd been through and the stuff that had happened to me. I was no longer going to be a victim, and God called me to stand up against two gangs where I live by myself. I survived an assassination attempt, I believe, and I defended myself, and I survived that attack. And then God had me actually do something, something else in town. I was charged with a felony, but I was doing it to attack the gangs in town. So there's two different gangs that attacked. One tried to kill me, and I defended myself, and I actually had a felony because of it, because I had to get violent to protect myself. I was charged with the felony, and then after that, I defended myself. Well, I defended the city I live in again against the gangs. And I did something that's pretty crazy. I don't want to say all the details, but that was a felony too. And I had some severe stuff standing ahead of me. I did this in the name of God. Illegal things that I did. I don't believe the first thing was legal. I was defending myself. The second thing was illegal, but I believed I was working for the military, and telepathically I was being led by God. I did it in full commitment to God. I was charged with these felonies. And I was afraid I was going to do time in prison for 10 years at least. And because I told my testimony to my lawyers and to the police and to people, I told them my full life story, all the trauma I'd been through. The Red Seas were parted, and I came through this. And I did not go to jail. I did not go to prison. I made it through, and God willing, it put the gangs at bay, and it strengthened our city. I put myself at risk, so I'm telling you guys, if you're young, find yourself in God, do it, He'll give you beautiful dreams, but at some point He might call you into doing crazy stuff in the name of God, and if you can do it, God will reward you. And after all this is when I met my wife to be Lauren Daigle, and realized that Metallica is likely going to hire me, and I realized who I am as Christ, and I started leading. But I've been through some crazy stuff, and I've done illegal things, I've done violent felonies, and I've broken my back and many other bones. I got in a wreck, and when I was fighting for God, and I broke my back and my arm and a bunch of bones and ribs, and shattered my heel. I was in a car wreck, fighting for God. But and these could have been considered violent felonies because I did this in the name of God and believed I was doing the right thing, and that was my full motive. I put my life and my freedom and my faith and everything at risk to honor God, because He called me to do this. I hear God's voice. The Red Seas parted and I came through, and God willing, our town is stronger. Our town is stronger. So, I'm in a town, I don't want to say the town, but, okay, I'll tell you the town. I live in Spokane, Washington. Spokane, Washington State. I fought against the gangs, and I survived. I did not get killed. I did not end up in prison. God willing, this town is strengthened because of this. I did this in the name of God. I still have some scars from it, but I'm gonna be okay. God saw me through, and God willing, the gangs were put at bay. The police were strengthened. The sheriff, the sex trafficking was hopefully stopped. Murders were stopped. Control of the city by some of the gangs is stopped. And the city is blessed because of it, And I told my story to the news too. Someone at the news in town. I told my entire story. So God can do beautiful things and pull you through stuff. The Red Sea parted for me. I went through some hairy stuff, but I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna find my wife. I found her. I'm gonna have her soon. I'm telling you, I will have Lauren Daigle soon, and I'll have a job with Metallica, and it'll be on with my life. But God will occasionally call you to do crazy things, but you can do it. I was a wimp my entire life. I was no longer going to be a wimp. I was never going to be pushed around by any principalities or powers that be or gangs again, and I was not going to let someone put a bullet in me. So, you can do this. Have a great day. Peace be with you.